we may want to argue that if Virat Kohli had stayed, India would have won this test. But however, this test was lost long before that. Hi friends, the short video on when and why did India lose the WTC final against Australia. We feel India were already the losers once they decided to drop Ashwin from the lineup. We feel that India lost the test even before the toss. By dropping Ashwin, definitely we feel that India were on the back foot. See, the argument against Ashwin was that in a seamer-friendly conditions or a pitch, definitely they needed only one spinner and four fast bowlers. And in the last WTC final against New Zealand, India lost because they didn't have four fast bowlers and they had two spinners. But looking at how Umesh Yadav and Thakur bowled, we feel that the same thing would have happened even 2 years ago also. So definitely the support seamers didn't really do a good job in the first innings, allowing really Australia to off the hook. After pinning down Australia for 73 for 3 in the first session, India conceded more than 100 runs in the last session without any wickets. That really put the clock back and allowing Travis Head to capitalize and repeatedly targeting him with short deliveries. India really played into his hands, is what we feel. Short deliveries can reward you only up to a point. And since the pitch started easing out and conditions became really less seamer friendly apart from the first start, definitely India should have changed their plans. So that's when we feel spinners would play a crucial role. Ashwin has been known to give breakthroughs at crucial times. Even in the last WTC final also, he was the one who got more than 4 wickets in both the innings put together. So definitely Ashwin is known to really get good breakthroughs, and along with Jadeja, definitely I think he would have scored, got more wickets. And looking at Umesh Yadav bowl, we feel that he has played last test overseas for that matter. By allowing himself, curbing his own instincts and trying to, after conceding more runs, he did try to only save his figures. That's what became obvious, because the aggressiveness was gone and he was not bowling to his full potential. So definitely that set the clock back for India. And as usual, the batters are playing like superstars. So we don't need superstars in Test cricket. That's why it's called as Test cricket. Superstar means he just plays for 5-10 overs, hits here, bang, bang, then gets out. That's what I think the Indian batters are trying to do. They just want to show everyone that, okay, we are scoring at an average of 4 runs per over. See, in tests, when the game is slipping away from you, you need to slow down pitch of the pace of the game. That's what all good cricket teams do. So when Australia were scoring great guns, India should have slowed down the pitch, got more spinners. Definitely it would have helped. Ashwin would have been more than a handful, because when conditions really eased out, and looking at the way Leon bowled against Jadeja and got his wicket in the first innings, and with 4 left-handers in the Australian lineup, definitely we feel that Ashwin would have been more than a handful against Australians, and definitely would have emerged a bugbear against the Australians and got more wickets. At least, even if not wickets, at least Australia couldn't have scored more than 450 odd runs in the first innings, is what we feel. That's where Rohit really missed a trick, and I think he played a Pied Piper to Ravi Shastri or something. I think the Bombay Brigade is out to destroy Ashwin's career. Sooner the Ashwin realizes it and starts planning his retirement, I think we are going to incur more disappointments, is what we feel. And again, Rohit, as usual, blamed the seam bowlers. But what as a batsman, what did he do? Second innings, he got played out to a responsible shot, trying to sweep a delivery that is straight ball against stump to the wicket line, and he got LBW. Again, Pujara played some horrendous shots, definitely even after staying in England for a long time. So it just goes to see whatever the input preparation is, the team is going to play only in the same way. Sometimes we may blame the IPL, but even if IPL or no IPL, India are going to be the losers in any final for that matter, especially against strong team like Australia or New Zealand, who excel in all swimmer-friendly conditions. I think India can win WTC final if it's played in India. Probably they'll prepare some spinning tracks where Ashwin and Jadeja can start turning the ball right from day one. Probably the only way India can win WTC final is the match being played in India and where the pitch is really spin friendly, and then ball starts turning from day one. Typically like Ahmedabad pitch against England, probably played 2 years ago. That type of pitch is what India would definitely need to win the WTC final next time. But again, looking back at the Indian innings also, second innings also, they should have applied themselves more. Try to defend more and try to slow down the game. See, in Test cricket is what you work, sometimes you have to work for a draw also. Try to slow down the pace of the game. That's where we feel India really missed the trick. And Rohit definitely is not a good captain. I think he's going to have more losses. But one positive thing from all these losses, Rahane has returned back to form. He was unlucky to miss a well-deserved century in the first innings. Probably in the second innings also he did play well but got out to a good delivery. But we feel that the main silver lining for India in this match is Rahane has returned back to form, which is really good for the team and for the country. All the best to Rahane for returning back to form. Probably we can see him more subsequent test matches. What we feel that India are never going to win WTC final again if it's played abroad. The only way for India to win it is, as we repeat, it should be played in India in spinner friendly conditions where the ball starts turning from day one. That is the best bet for India. Short video on why India are entering WTC final with confidence right now. The fourth test, as expected, has ended in a tame draw with both sides not badly bruised. The only consolation for India is that they got a sizable lead in the first innings, and instead of putting pressure on Australia, I think Australia also did play really well and they battled for a draw. So what we felt was that pitch was not really conducive for a test. Either we prepare really poor pitches like Indore or pitches like Ahmedabad, where there's nothing for the bowlers and where they need to toil hard for their wickets. But really, India have qualified for the WTC final in their own right, and we also need to thank New Zealand for defeating Sri Lanka. Probably if they had drawn the test or if Sri Lanka had gone to beat New Zealand, India may have been in real big trouble having drawn the fourth test, but unable to force really a victory in the third and the fourth test. So India have somehow managed to enter the WTC final, and really it will help the ICC coffers also, because unless India play cricket hard and they play in all the finals, definitely ICC is going to be the loser, and that's what ICC also would not want. And definitely India have gone into the finals, but whether they're deserving it or not is somewhat doubtful. But again, when compared with other teams, they are slightly better, having defeated Australia in Australia and drawn a series against England. So definitely they are a slightly better team than Sri Lanka in qualifying for the WTC finals, and second consecutive time for them, which needs to be appreciated. And we feel that Ashwin also may get a break in the WTC finals, probably will be able to play, and even though Kohli is not playing in this as captain. But overall, this fifth test really needs to be forgotten. Mainly thing is for the landmarks, where both Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli scored centuries for India. So, and if you look at the number of centuries scored by both the teams, we feel India had the upper hand, where they had 3 centurions, whereas for Australia there are only 2. So that's one consolation for India. But overall, this fourth test is really something that is to be forgotten, not a great deal for both the teams. But still, we can look forward to a WTC final happening in June. Next comes the IPL, and all will be forgotten until the WTC final. Let's see if how India fare in the WTC final. All the best, India. Please wear your mask at all times. Don't go out unnecessarily. That's the way you can stop the spread of COVID. Thanks for watching. இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. Thanks.